Hey there, welcome to Happy Voyager. This is the place where we travel through time, uncover real historical events, and explore the fate of great civilizations. Today we take you to one of the most pivotal moments in history, the fall of Constantinople. Imagine a city that stood strong for over 1,000 years. Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, was not just a city, it was a symbol of power, civilization, and resilience. Guarded by legendary walls and the waters of the Bosphorus, its emperors fought fiercely to protect it. But in 1453, a rising force was approaching. Sultan Mehmed II, a 21-year-old ambitious and brilliant leader, had one goal: to conquer this legendary city. But could he do it? Did Constantinople fall? And if so, how? Stay with us as we unravel the real story behind one of the greatest battles in history. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure through time. Now let's go back to the year 1453. Constantinople, a city that stood tall for over 1,000 years, a symbol of power, civilization, and resilience. In the year 330 AD, Emperor Constantine the Great chose this city as the new capital of the Roman Empire, renaming it Constantinople. But this was more than just a political shift. It was meant to be the bridge between East and West, the heir to Rome's legacy. Strategically located, Constantinople was surrounded by the waters of the Bosphorus on one side and protected by its legendary triple-layered walls on the other, making it one of the most impenetrable cities in history. But it was not just a fortress. It was one of the world's greatest centers of trade, culture, and religion. Its bustling markets, grand cathedrals, and streets filled with merchants, scholars, and artists from across the world made it the beating heart of the medieval world. The city was also the spiritual center of Eastern Orthodox Christianity, where Byzantine emperors saw themselves as the guardians of the faith. Yet its wealth and power always made it a target. From the Crusaders to the continuous attacks by the Persians and Arabs, Constantinople had faced countless threats, but had always stood firm. But for how long? By the mid-15th century, the Byzantine Empire was a shadow of its former self. The army was weak, the city walls needed repair, and the treasury was nearly empty. Meanwhile, a powerful new force was rising. In the heart of the Ottoman Empire, a young and brilliant ruler, Sultan Mehmed II, had one bold ambition: to conquer the city that had never fallen to any enemy before. But could this ambitious dream become reality? How did this magnificent city, which had resisted so many attacks, finally fall? Next, we enter the most intense chapter of our story, the siege and fall of Constantinople. The year is 1453. Constantinople stands on the brink of its greatest battle. On one side, Emperor Constantine XI Palaiologos, the last ruler of Byzantium, commands just 7,000 soldiers, hoping for reinforcements from Europe. On the other, Sultan Mehmed II, known as Mehmed the Conqueror, leads an army of over 80,000 troops, armed with the most powerful artillery of the time, determined to bring down the city that had resisted for centuries. On April 6, 1453, the Ottoman forces launched their assault from land, sea, and even the skies, using catapults and fire projectiles. But the most devastating weapon was a massive cannon, built by the Hungarian engineer Orban. With thunderous blasts heard for miles, these cannons began to shatter the city's legendary triple-layered walls. Yet the Byzantines refused to surrender. Day and night, defenders worked tirelessly to repair the breaches. Genoese and Venetian ships provided naval support, but the Ottomans executed a brilliant maneuver, transporting their warships overland into the Golden Horn. This unexpected move shocked the Byzantines and weakened their morale. After 53 brutal days of siege, at dawn on May 29, 1453, Mehmed ordered the final assault. Ottoman soldiers poured through the breached walls, and fierce street fighting erupted. Emperor Constantine XI, disguised as an ordinary soldier, fought to the bitter end and perished on the battlefield. By midday, the Ottoman flag was raised over the Hagia Sophia, and Mehmed II rode triumphantly into the city. Constantinople had fallen, and history would never be the same. In this decisive battle, two legendary figures played a crucial role. Emperor Constantine XI Palaiologos, the last ruler of Byzantium, and Sultan Mehmed II, known as Mehmed the Conqueror, the ambitious Ottoman leader. Emperor Constantine XI, despite leading a weakened empire, displayed remarkable resilience. He knew that Constantinople was the last hope of the Byzantine Empire and was determined to fight until the very end. Unlike many rulers who fled in times of crisis, Constantine stood alongside his people and soldiers, personally aiding in the city's defense and repairs. It is said that in his final moments, he donned his armor, drew his sword, and fought as an ordinary soldier until he fell in battle. On the other side, Sultan Mehmed II was a young but brilliant strategist. At just 21 years old, he led a highly disciplined and well-equipped army, carefully planning every step of the siege. Unlike previous Ottoman commanders who relied solely on brute force, Mehmed utilized cutting-edge technology, such as massive cannons, to break through the city's legendary walls. He also possessed extraordinary political acumen, deceiving European diplomats to prevent aid from reaching the Byzantines and persuading Christian states to stay out of the conflict. Among the key Ottoman commanders were Zaganos Pasha and Baltoglu Pasha. Zaganos Pasha was the mastermind behind several strategic moves, including the ingenious plan to transport Ottoman ships overland, a maneuver that shifted the course of the siege. Baltoglu Pasha, the commander of the Ottoman Navy, initially struggled against the Venetian and Genoese fleets, but ultimately succeeded in blocking aid routes to Constantinople. In the end, military brilliance, the courage of Ottoman commanders, and the heroic resistance of Emperor Constantine XI made this one of the most significant battles in history. But what impact did the fall of Constantinople have on the world? Join us in the next chapter, where we explore how this moment reshaped history forever. The fall of Constantinople on May 29, 1453, was not just the end of an ancient empire. It was the beginning of a new era that reshaped the world. This victory had profound effects on both the Islamic world and Europe. From the Islamic perspective, this conquest was one of the greatest achievements in Ottoman history. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople had been the symbol of Eastern Christianity in the Byzantine Empire. But now it had fallen into the hands of the Ottomans, and Sultan Mehmed II earned the title the Conqueror. Unlike many previous conquerors, Mehmed adopted a strategic and wise approach. He preserved religious freedom, allowing Orthodox Christians to maintain their churches and traditions. However, he also transformed the Hagia Sophia, the Grand Byzantine Cathedral, into a mosque, marking the city's transition into the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. Constantinople, now Istanbul, became the heart of Islamic culture, trade, and power. Meanwhile, Europe was in shock. The fall of the last stronghold of Eastern Christianity sent waves of fear across European kingdoms, as they saw the Ottomans as an imminent threat. But at the same time, something unexpected happened. With the collapse of Byzantium, scholars, artists, and thinkers fled to Western Europe, carrying with them a treasure trove of knowledge, Greek manuscripts, and Byzantine intellectual traditions. This mass migration played a crucial role in sparking the European Renaissance, a period of immense cultural and scientific advancement. Additionally, with the land trade routes to the east now controlled by the Ottomans, European explorers sought new sea routes to reach Asia. This urgency led to the Age of Exploration, culminating in the discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus and the expansion of colonial empires. Thus, the fall of Constantinople was not just a battle. It was a turning point that forever changed the relationship between East and West. But this is not where the story ends. In the next chapter, we will summarize the key lessons from this historic event, and we want to hear your thoughts. What do you think was the most significant impact of this conquest? Let us know in the comments. And that was the story of one of the most significant battles in history, the fall of Constantinople, a city, an empire, and a battle that forever changed the course of history. This event not only marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, but also ushered in a new era for both the Islamic world and Europe. With the victory of Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, Constantinople became Istanbul, the beating heart of the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, in Europe, the shock of its fall triggered a wave of cultural, scientific, and geographical transformations. Today, what was once Constantinople is now Istanbul, a city that still stands at the crossroads of East and West. Its legacy can still be seen in its architecture, culture, and historical identity. But now it's your turn. What do you think was the most significant impact of this battle? Was Mehmed the Conqueror one of the greatest leaders in history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this historical journey, be sure to like this video and support us by subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next adventure through history. And finally, if you found this story fascinating, share it with your friends so they too can learn about this incredible moment in time. Thank you for watching. Until our next historical adventure, goodbye.